Can I fix this refrigerator? I got the parts in, I tore it apart. That was in a previous video. I'm gonna put it back together and let's see if it'll run. I hope you follow to the end and we'll see if this refrigerator runs. Join me as I share stories of my life as a kid, bringing junk home and turning it into something useful. What I have here is a new, what I call an evaporator motor. Now I didn't buy original parts. I bought one that was a lot cheaper. This one was under 20 bucks. One like this, exactly factory options, was, well, it was over $90. I can see the difference though. Look here. This coil is much smaller than this coil right here. I hope it works. Let's get right into it. First thing I need to do is put this fan blade back on. There it is. It's back on. Second thing I want to do is mount this back onto the, back on. I guess it goes like this. It could go like this. I don't know. How did it go? Does it matter? Not really. Yeah, it does. It goes like this. And we're going to put the screws. Let's see. Where did I save them screws? Should be two of them. This one here. And I need to find my nut driver, and this one right here. Where are you? Right there. Put those two in. Yep, same threads going right in. Perfect. Okay, we'll get that tightened up in a minute. Let's get some of this dirt out of here. Put that over here. This part, if you recall, went right in there. We're going to go ahead and get the screws and put that right back in place. Which ones were they though? I think they were these right here. Yep, these. Let me get a screwdriver. Get it started. All we need is to get it started. Okay, here we go. This was underneath like this. And okay, I've got it. We've got her figured out now. Just had to do a little bit of remembering. And for me, that can be difficult. Get these in the holes where they belong. Yeah, right there. And then let's get this. I gotta reach under here somehow. Get that started right there. Once I get one in, this should be easy. Okay, there we go. I'm on a roll now. I got that upside down. I got that upside down. What am I thinking? It's what happens when you don't have the parts right when you get ready. You just got to keep your eyes, ears, and your mind clear, so that you can do what you're supposed to do when you do get the parts. But right there, let's get this together. Okay. And okay, that's good. Now this motor is next. I put it right in here. Let's like it was previously. Uh-oh, something's not right. Got it upside down, possibly. Let's take this off and flip it around because that just isn't lining up right. Okay. I hope I didn't make a mistake buying the cheap one. Probably did. Yeah, trying to get out of it without spending a lot of money on it, but maybe not. Okay, let's see if this makes a difference. It should. What was happening is when I tried to put this in there, the fan blade was hitting on the plastic, and I know that isn't right. I might not know anything about refrigerator repair, but I know that can't be right. So let's see if this is. You get something this old, stuff is fragile. I've got that motor mounted finally. Let's get it mounted in place here. Let's see if these two original screws are going to work here. It's like the rest of what I've done. These aren't going to open. That's broken a little bit. Now let's see what this does. Should have glued it, I guess. That's gonna work. Okay, let's plug this in. Oh, why do I do what I do? There we go. That's plugged in. If I remember correctly, this was clipped right there. Okay, now the other thing that was broken is this knob. And what I want to do with it is just JB weld this little tip on so that it will turn this regulator temperature control knob the way it's supposed to. I wonder if that turns hard and that's why that broke. Let me get in here and take a good hard look at that. Let me grab this pliers and see if that actually turns the way it's supposed to. Well, not turning that way. Yeah, I believe it'll turn. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check that out some more. What I'm looking at is this right here. If you can see that, there's a little tail in here that goes from side to side, and that's what controls. That seems to turn okay. It's a little stiff. You know what I'm gonna do? This probably isn't too smart, but I'm gonna give that a shot of penetrating it. So it turns easier. Oh, that might be enough. Oh yeah, that turns a lot easier than when I started. No wonder that knob broke. Well, let me get that JB welded and we'll go from there. Got some stuff over here in the bench. I'm going to just put a little bit right there in hopes that I'm just going to see what happens without it. That doesn't work at all. Works one way but not the other. That just isn't going to be good enough. Let's get that knob back off of there. I have JB weld on there. What I'm gonna do is just let that set now and come back to this later when that sets up. I guess I could install this because nothing's stopping me from putting this back in. Got time? We're gonna go over there and we're gonna put this back in the refrigerator. This is gonna be like a 3-ring circus, I'm afraid. Let me check something here before I get carried away. Yep, that's good. Okay, we got this, 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 and this one here is broken off. Right there it is. Didn't come out. So let's see if I can get this back in. I don't think this is gonna work like that. I have to get this door open all the way. There we go. Now let's see if it'll go in. Oh. What was that hooked to? Probably nothing. That goes there, there. And this, there's nothing over there. I don't know. Well, I guess all there's left to do is start putting those screws back in. Set that in there. Let's get these up here first so we got at least something in place. And these look like the easiest. Okay. And then maybe, yeah, let's put, got those two in. Now let's try these up here. Hey, that did catch. That caught something. Let's try this one. I'm a bit surprised about that, but okay. These two in the far back. Not sure where those go. This one lines up. So let's get this one. And I think I can get this one. There we go. that's back together. Let's plug the booter in and see what happens. Nothing. Well, there was a plug there that needed to be plugged into something, and I thought it probably didn't, but obviously it does. Okay, I found something unplugged right here. I've forgotten to plug it in, so let's try this again. I'll go ahead and close the drawer. He's on. I hear it running. Fan isn't running now. Light works. Fan motor doesn't work. Well, I'm not done with this. Not sure why that fan motor isn't running. I threw the dice on the cheap one, and you can see how that's worked out. The reviews did say that a lot of them were sent back, and that should have clued me in right there. But thought I could get by. I can't. So I'm going to go at it and look that up again and see if I can't order the one that's supposed to be for this refrigerator. Before I do that, I'm going to test that motor just to make sure. I haven't given up on it yet. Well, I guess I've done it again. I ordered the cheap part, and the cheap part didn't work. I've tested the old motor, and I know that the old motor tried to spin, the new motor didn't. So I know that the new motor that I bought, the cheap new motor that I bought, just doesn't work. I'm sending it back, and I ordered the expensive part, the original equipment. And when it gets in, we're going to put that in here, and we're going to see if I'm able to get this old refrigerator to work again. I can't say that I will be able to or I won't be able to, because I've never fixed a refrigerator before. But we'll see. I did fix that handle, and I'll go get that and show it to you right now. If you recall this plastic handle, if I could find a new one, yeah, I'd order it, but I got tired of looking. It had a tab broken right here, so I took JB weld and I welded it, and boy, that, I have to say, that's tight. Let's put it on there and see if it actually works. Oh, right there, right there. Come on. Went on. Stops there. And you see this? Right there. It feels like it's got tension on it. And it stops there. That's working. At least I got something right this time. We'll just leave that alone, but I'll bring you back in here when I get that part. Oh boy, why do I get myself in these situations? I'm back here again with this refrigerator that I've been working on, and I bought this cheap part that, well, quite frankly, it just didn't work. So I went ahead and ordered the original manufacturer's part. It was just under $100. The cheap part was just under $20. Lesson well learned. Cheap isn't cheap. It gets expensive, especially if you have to redo your work. So I went ahead and mounted this new motor on the fan like I had previously, and now I'm going to go ahead and install it in here, and hopefully I can get this done. There's a couple of screws that hold this bracket in. Let's bring you in here a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to get in your way here. So I'm going to put this together, hopefully. Okay, one screw in. That's as good as that's going to get. And another screw. Something I noticed about these screws too up in here is I didn't use stainless steel screws on this because they're rusty. Okay, let's plug this in again. It's plugged in. Now I'm going to go around back and I'm going to plug the refrigerator in, and we're going to see if that fan works. Oops, I got to plug this in first. I'll come and plug that in a minute. We're all plugged in. Now let's take this and see what happens. I'll be doggone. That fan is working like $1,000,000. We're ready to put that thing back together. I'm going to show you something here. I went and bought a gauge. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to set it here, and I'm going to let it cool for today while I work on other projects. I'm going to come back and look at this. Let me get this put together. Just leave all that stuff plugged in. We'll push this back up into place, and we will get this screw right here back in place to hold everything. Okay, I don't like that. The rubber seal came loose, and I'm going to fix that. I've been into it this long, I might as well get that rubber seal back where it belongs. It's this rubber seal right here slipped out on the sides, and I didn't notice that until right now. So let's get that back down here and see what we have. Oh yeah, right there we go. It's an easy fix, actually. And right here, really easy fix. It would be silly not to get that back where it goes. Okay, now let's put it up. Oh yeah, a lot better. Put this screw back in again. Oh man, how many times am I gonna have to do this? That's what happens when you really don't know what you're doing and you're just doing. But for those of you who like to tackle things on your own, this is the only way to go. How else are you going to learn about this stuff if you just don't give it a try? The way I was brought up, which some of you may know or may not know, but I have a really deep-rooted Amish heritage. Yeah, ironic, they wouldn't have even used electric refrigerators, but My heritage goes way back, and my great-grandpa, great-great, maybe even three greats, is buried in a cemetery out north of here, about 8-10 miles. And him and his boys migrated over here as an Amish family and settled in this community, and that's where I came from. My dad and mom were both older Amish. I never grew up that lifestyle. They left the church at a very young age. And maybe some of the heritage that I have is the reason for why I like to do what I do. I just like to fix things. I'm curious about different things, and I just jump right into it and see what I can do. Not afraid to try it, at least. But yeah, that might be the reason. I don't know, but let's get this put together. Enough of the storytelling. Let's see if I can get this back up there where I had it before. Yep, it's going. Okay, that's good. Got two more screws here. And I've got two back there. One here. And one right here. If I can get up there and get to it. Oh yeah, perfect. Now let's see. Should have two more screws down here and one pin, and I do. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty on this one. Let's see if I can get this last screw up in there. Yep, there she goes, perfect. That refrigerator is put back together. There's that. I'm going to put it right down here on this second shelf. Actually, I'm going to hang it right here. This door is supposed to have a vacuum seal on it. Let's see if it works. Look at that. Can you see that? Wow. It's 68 degrees in there right now. When you shut the door and you go to open it the second time, yep, it's there. Perfect. So this project's complete. I thank you for watching to the end. If you have any comments, please drop them below. I appreciate that. Any projects you've worked on that's give you trouble, that would be great to hear about. Can it be fixed? Sure it can. Can you fix it? You're darn right you can. Until the next one.